question. Like, so with your routine, knowing that you're in the beauty field and everything, and you guys have this podcast and stuff, for your personal beauty routine, what do you do for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your skin be
What
flawless.
do you use?
Thank you. So self-care and beauty routines, I look at very differently.
Okay.
To me, self-care is, it's not just about like beauty. Self-care is, what do you need in order for you to operate at your best, in order for you to be your best, right? So to me, self-care is making sure I get good quality sleep at night and exercising regularly so that I can actually function. Self-care is doing the things that I would normally put off just to then be stressed and frustrated later on down the road, and trying to force myself to do all of that shit when it actually needs to be done so that I'm not going crazy, you know, because I've allowed everything to pile up. Self-care for me is also like just really honoring who I am, what I'm feeling. Like my friends will tell you, like, if I don't let people into my space that I either don't have peace about or just quite frankly don't want to be around me. I don't care if the whole group wants it. Like my friends will tell you, like, Dunni, don't like, I don't care if everybody's cool with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, and I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I'm going to be uncomfortable just for the sake of everybody else. So for me, self-care is really like, how am I honoring myself so that I'm functioning okay, and so that I'm operating you know, as best as I can in order to do the things that have been put on my plate, or in order to, you know, just have like peace of mind. So that's like self-care to me, right? And I wanted to really stress that, because I feel like self-care has become a very catchphrase thing of like,
yes,
care is a spa day, and self-care is, you know, bath bombs and you know, luxuriating and all of that. And like, yeah, that
commercialized.
exactly. And it's like, yeah, self-care can be that, but that is not all that self-care is. Self-care is truly like, what's your soul care? What do you need? Is it journaling? Is it getting your thoughts on paper? Is it being actually in therapy, right? Like, because that's another thing that I feel like when people talk about mental health, not y'all, but you know, that it's very catchphrasy. And it's like, I think with mental health, people tend to stop at like, oh yeah, you know, I'm afraid of commitment because, you know, I was hurt.
Yeah. And
what? And so is everybody else. Now take that a step further and work through
it.
At work. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's not enough to say I have trauma. Everybody has trauma. What are you doing to address it? You know, and not put that trauma onto other people. So with self-care, I feel like it's really like taking care of your soul, you know. And so, and then with beauty, with beauty, with beauty, like I don't really wear makeup, to be honest. Like I don't wear foundation like that. The most you'll get from me is like lashes and lipstick. Basically what I look right now.
That's what I do too,
yeah, unless it's like an event, and even then, this is probably what people get. But so I typically focus on skincare. Like my thing is, my overall philosophy with beauty is taking care of what I already have and enhancing what I already have. Right. So it's like, for me, because I know I'm not going to put makeup on daily, even when I'm leaving the house. So it's like, all right, having good skin. Right. So in terms of my routine in the morning, or I found that like less is more now. Like, cause I feel like I went through that period where I was putting on 50 different products, you know, like a 10-step regimen. You don't need all of that.
I was doing that in college.
Water and soap, and that's
you don't need all that. Like at a minimum, you need a cleanser, a toner, you know, a moisturizer, and some SPF. Do y'all wear sunscreen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, when needed, I do.
What's when needed?
Not every day.
mine every day, actually.
So
So
you should wear sunscreen just about every day.
Okay, so okay, so listen, I'm taking tips from you, so you gotta let me know.
Okay, yeah, you gotta wear that, and most Black people don't. Most people don't wear it every day, but sunscreen is definitely a game changer for sure. Even when you're sitting at home, yeah, especially if you are sitting near windows or whatever. Like the sun doesn't. Most people think like the sun has to be out in order for you to have sunscreen, but you still get those rays coming in. You know, even when it's not like high out
like
there.
When it's an overcast, that's actually when the sun is the worst because it's overcast.
Okay. So I would say first figure out what's your skin type. Is it oily? Is it dry? Is it combination? So I have combination skin, and in the winter time, everybody's skin gets super dry, right? Because if you're inside the house most of the time, your heat is on, and that artificial heat dries your skin out. Right? So I tend to do a creamier cleanser in the winter because it helps to like keep the moisture in your skin. So a cream-based cleanser is best. Right now I use Grown Alchemist, but there's a bunch of cream-based cleansers. As long as
ask if you can write these down and send it to when I post the video. That way,
all right, I'll do that. Yeah, and that's not a problem. But as long as it's a cream-based cleanser, because you want something a little heavier in the winter so that your skin can stay moisturized longer. And then I typically do a toner. So I will do a BHA toner, which is a beta hydroxy acid. And so basically what that is, it's like salicylic acid. So it helps to like clear your pores. If you're acne prone, it's a good thing to use because it helps to like keep your pores clean, unclogs them. And it also just helps with like keeping your skin like supple, right? So I'll do that, and then I'll do a moisturizer. So I keep it pretty simple in the morning. Yeah. And then I do a heavier moisturizer in the winter, more so than I do in the summertime, because again, just like keeping my skin moisturized. And then at night, I'll do a cream cleanser again, or I really love Urban Skin RX. I love their products. It's like formulated especially for Black women, for melanin. It's available. Where can you get it from? Target, Ulta. Oh yeah, Target has it. Ulta has it. Okay. And they have like various lines.
We going shopping tomorrow? Wait, we can't even leave. Never mind.
Online. So they have like various lines that are targeted for like hyperpigmentation, that are targeted for acne. So like they have various like products. I think if you go on their website, you can actually do a skin quiz too, and they'll give you recommendations for what products to use.
It's so funny you mentioned the whole pigmentation, because my daughter Angel's skin, and her skin, she's not very, very sensitive, so I can kind of apply anything, to it. But that's the thing with her, especially in the wintertime, her skin gets so light in this space, and then everywhere else it's kind of like, it's like the change of color. It just looks real blotchy in its and I'm still trying to figure out with her what
to do. Yeah, try Urban Skin RX Even Tone Cleansing Bar, because I use that too. It's really good for hyperpigmentation, because the hyperpigmentation is tricky because you've got to attack it in like different ways, you know what I mean? And you've got to be consistent. But since she's a child, like I wouldn't recommend a whole bunch of products, but if you can use a good cleanser daily, that will help. And then
what's funny though, because for so long, I don't know if you guys gone through this. I'm sure most of us have, especially in the Black community. We lived by cocoa butter. And it's funny because I'm thinking about it, like cocoa butter, it helped, but it didn't really help.
Yeah, it did. Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like cocoa butter is really only good for men, because men can do bare minimum.
And I was gonna say that part too. I was gonna ask you if there's other recommendations when it comes to even for men's skincare. Like, because again, with women, and I know with us, like those that have been moms, have gone through the pregnancies, the changes of our skin, like, man, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But do you also have, I guess, products that you would recommend for men, maybe even?
So,
would it be the same in a sense?
Yep. I was gonna say, I feel so. We actually just did a podcast swap with these guys last night, and that's gonna come out in a couple of weeks.
Okay, good.
They're
Please
so
share that too.
Absolutely.
And tag us in it so we can share it.
Okay. And that's one of the things I told them, because they were like, skincare, because we got to like talking about skincare, and they're
worried about beard care right now.
Yeah. And I mean, they use Irish Spring on their face. That's it. What is like super hype. He's like, yo, I got this Neutrogena face wash. They don't use no moisturizer. Like, they just wash their face and go. That's it. Yeah. I'm like, but and one of the things they said, they were like, well, women need products, we don't. And I'm like, yo, skin is skin. Like, whatever you can use on a woman's skin, you can use on a man's skin. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, skin is skin. So if a man is suffering from hyperpigmentation, same stuff I would recommend to a woman. If a man has acne issues, the same things I would recommend to a woman, I would recommend to a man. I think the thing with men, I think for some of them it's mental, and they feel like I can't use the same products that a woman uses. You know what I mean? So I think for some of them it's like a mental thing. It's like gotta be specifically marketed to men in order for them to use it. But skin is skin.
Indeed it is.
Skin is skin. It's the same shit.
Isn't it crazy though how the parts of our skin still
are
is different?
Yeah.
It's like our face is different from our hands or our arms or our legs, whatever. And certain things that are exposed, I guess, to the outside air, like you said.
That's actually very true.
It's like whatever you have already covered up, like you might be good under it, because while you're wearing like a hoodie, you might have already moisturized your skin and stuff. And with your hands or your face, you've got to constantly.
That's true. But I will say though, in the winter, my legs get so dry. Like, even though they're covered all day, they get so dry, like to the point where sometimes I have like dry skin patches, and I'm like, why? Like, what is going on with my legs? Like, when I get undressed at night, like my legs are always ashy, whereas everything.
because last week, like I lotion really good. I swear, by the time I walked downstairs, it was like, you didn't even go at the house yet.
But the air in your house too, when you're upstairs, is hotter. And
I understand that, but why is it like that?
Yo, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. So I've been like, I use on my body in the winter, I literally use like Vaseline and jojoba oil. Because jojoba,
say something about that. Mixing that with something is great.
Yes, because jojoba oil is actually the closest type of oil that your skin naturally makes. So when you put jojoba oil on your skin, your skin essentially thinks like it created it. It loves it. It just soaks it up. I would definitely say I would recommend like getting jojoba oil and putting that on, because that has helped me.
It sounds like it smells good.
I don't have no smell, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I just got a cheap one. Mine has no scent to it whatsoever. I keep it real basic on my body. I think I got the jojoba oil from Trader Joe's. I got like the Equate petroleum jelly. I didn't even get Vaseline. Like, I got like, just give me the basic, you know what I mean? And that's what I use in the winter. But it works.
And it makes sense though. And you said that earlier, having the basic select, and less is more at the end of the day.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Less you have applied. I used to use, so it's weird because after I had my son, using Noxzema for me never worked anymore. And my whole face, like Noxzema used to be my only cleanse. Like, I would just wash it, sometimes use Ivory soap, sometimes I wouldn't, and then put my Noxzema on, wash that off, and I'd be good. Now it's like I had to apply, like you said, the moisturizer or whatever the case is. And
also, wait, you used to get away with just Noxzema and no moisturizer.
No
Oh,
moisturizer.
that's
So
dope.
I used to have
Your skin has
regular.
always looked
My
great.
skin used to be. My skin literally used to be to where I could just even just wash it with ivory and just walk out the door. I'd be fine. No
And you
stealing.
wouldn't
No,
be,
nothing.
and you wouldn't have dry.
I would
like
never be dry. But now the main part that dries up on me the most after having a Darius is my nose, right here in the corners and everything. That's the first thing that I noticed. And then right here on my cheeks as well. And I'm like, so
How
that's
old
when
is
I
she now?
started 5.
Wow, so 5 years later. That's the one thing I know. Talia, when you after you had your daughter, did your skin change?
Yeah, it changed. Like I got more breakouts.
Mm.
I didn't break out throughout the
Before.
year, but after her, yeah, like I get more breakouts.
Because I always hear women talk about how their skin changes.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
kids.
lie, I was upset because I'm like, man, I was fine. Now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
so that's when I started making sure I use my, my sunscreen, my I don't put oil on it, but so I use Good Beauty. I don't know if you've heard of
Oh
it.
yeah, I've heard of it.
So I actually it's so cool how I met her. I met her through a friend that's a designer and everything, and linked up to do some pictures for her. But her products they're amazing on my skin right now. And while I still need something that I can just be able to be in, grabs reach, kind of like when you go get your Vaseline or something from like the store around the corner. That's kind of what I'm looking for too, because a lot of times I try not to be online ordering because I order everything, and I'm trying to be good. Good. The pandemic got me to where I'm like, oh, I'll buy this. That's why when you say, no, don't go out the Target order, I'm like,
I'm always gonna tell you to order online. That's like my thing. I hate going to the stores. I hate going to the mall. So I typically always order online.
I guess I'm gonna have to fix that. But
Yeah.
once you give us the names again and everything, I'm definitely gonna check out those too. But Good
I'll
Beauty,
definitely write them out for you.
A lot of their stuff, or her stuff, I should say, and it has helped me. I say about 2 years ago I started, and it's been helpful. So
yeah.
So like, how about like during the pandemic? So one thing I've been having is breakouts like here.
Yeah.
Oh, mask me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
from the mask.
Are you going to create a mask that can?
No, it's literally called Mask Me. Like, and I went through that over the summer, and it was crazy because I was just breaking out.
Yeah.
And, I took it back to the basics, and I got Clean and Clear. Y'all remember the brand Clean and Clear?
My daughter uses that.
Listen, they got a what is it? It's a cleanser. I forget what it's called. I think it's like a day and night cleanser or whatever.
That's what my daughter uses. That's so crazy.
That is one of my favorite products to this day. Like if I break out, I'm using that every day.
Okay.
Seriously. I love it. It works so good. It really works so good. So I'll use that. And then so again, like I said, the BHA solution. I mean, have y'all heard of the Ordinary brand?
I haven't. No.
Okay, the Ordinary brand is great because the products are cheap and they're effective, because basically what they do is they give you like just the active ingredient without a bunch of the fillers. So whether it's like BHA or AHA, which is another serum that helps to exfoliate your skin, niacinamide, like all of these like things that are big now in the beauty industry, you can get it for like $7 from the Ordinary brand instead of paying like $30 or $40, through some other brands. So I'll write down the Ordinary brand too with some of this. But if you use like that Clean and Clear, and then you also use like a BHA as your toner, that's probably like the best thing that you could do for your skin when you're breaking out. And like do it like morning and night. Because what you want to get to is like, instead of just treating your skin, you want to get to a point where you're like preventing the breakouts from happening. You know what I mean? So it's like, and also, do you use disposable masks or you use what kind of mask?
It depends. I use both of them.
Okay.
But I noticed with the ones that like just the ones that like I can wear every day, like my own personal ones, those are the ones I break out from more.
Yeah, because So you gotta, it depends on how often you wash those. Because I was wearing like the same mask for days, especially if I was like, oh, I'm just going out real quick.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably what it was, because all that bacteria gets stuck, and then the mask is like the friction from the mask rubbing on your face. So I typically now just do the disposable ones. I buy like a box at a time, and I literally just throw it out. If I use it one day, I just throw it out and then get another one. Otherwise, you're just putting like dirt back onto your face.
Okay. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, because for Christmas, Asia, she got my daughter like a new set of the Clean and Clear. So she said, you know what, I'm going to get me some. So she just told me last week, she was just like, I got to call Jay and thank her, because that Clean and Clear stuff is really good.
Our baby girls be knowing.
Yeah, so she put Asia onto it now.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm telling you, I was actually, when I started breaking out, I was in Cali, and so I didn't have like any of my normal stuff.
Yeah.
So let me go to Walgreens. Went to Walgreens, picked it up. I'm telling you, it was like the best $15 I ever spent. And then like the Clean and Clear spot treatment too. I put that on also when I'm breaking out, and it makes the breakouts go away.
How long does it take for it to actually start, like, or feel like it's activated in your skin?
Yeah, I would say like maybe like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, if you have active breakout, 2 to 3 days, and you can't pick. I'm a pimple popper. So I see something on my face, I'm like
Is it like a nervous condition with us, you think, or something? But or is it just knowing something's there and it's like,
I think it's knowing something's there and feeling like I want to be able to do something to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's like just wanting the control.
Idle hands.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I see it and I'm like, you're not supposed to be there. And I just and then it gets worse. It just be looking at me, and I make it all the time. Yeah, all the time. But yeah, I would say for the maskne, definitely like use just that. Like just use the Clean and Clear stuff like morning and night. And do it for like 2 weeks consistently and see what your skin is looking like.
Okay, so I'll let you know.
Yeah. So what are y'all doing for self-care?